Zeus might not be too bad. Good amount of damage. What do they go with here? They go with the techies for Narman. Oh man, this hero can do an insane amount of damage. And yeah, it could be a little bit hit or miss with this here, but I don't know how I feel about it. I still like RBG, so I just feel like they're going to be the better team. And but the Techies is one of those heroes where I'm still figuring out exactly where he falls. He does a ton of burst damage. That stun with the shot is absolutely amazing. All right, it's pretty good. It's pretty good. I do think they might need something. They need a mid laner that can definitely work with the team. You know, I don't feel like the Zeus is going to work. They need something a little bit more active for them. Maybe. All right. Well, TNC they go for the puck here. So that's going to be their mid laner for sure. Primal Beast can also, you can sort of push people a little bit with the Onslaught. You have the Tusk.
So
The no Tusk mid. How do you feel about that?
I'm just happy there's a Tusk in the game.
Alright, why not?
But yeah, so for Army Geniuses, are you looking for like an Ember Spirit or a Queen of Pain, a hero like that that's gonna get, you hit that level 6, you start to roam, you look for the ganks, you look for the impacts on that side?
I think so. Yeah, I think you want something that can just join the team pretty early. I said Zeus earlier. It could work with the Face Void. You do get a ton of damage, but it's another long cooldown ultimate. He's relatively fragile. Gyrocopter will want to rush in early game for like the first 15 minutes, but then later on you just want to stay behind, throw out as many of those homing missiles as you can with the shard. Techies as well. You can't stay behind. So it's like Pangolin rolls. He needs a little bit more than that. They might go for. I was gonna say Mars, but they could switch the Pangolier, put him mid. I don't know if that's something that In Your Dream plays a lot of.
Yeah.
Maybe put something else. I mean, I know like Womi's second most played hero this year is the Pangolier. So if you see Pangolier, it's gonna go to the offlane, but they could give it to In Your Dream, pick up on something like a Mars. Would be pretty damn good with what they have. They go for the Mars.
Yeah, and TNC here ban out that Ember Spirit. So you do still have the Void Spirit, like I say, the Queen of Pain, Storm Spirit still there as well. Is there a hero that you think definitively is a good matchup versus the puck here that Army Geniuses could pick up?
10 seconds remaining.
I like the Quap quite a bit, honestly. Although you have to be careful. There's so much lockdown on the other side. What are they gonna go with? They go with the Storm Spirit. Yeah, it's so. All right. They decided to go for this for more mobility. It's very active. I like it. Storm Spirit requires teensy winsy bit more farm than the other two Spirit brothers, but he makes up for it by being a little bit better scaling to the late game, you can say. For TNC, they need a carry. What's Asta going to go for? The TA is banned. Medusa's in the pool if he wants to go for it. Terrorblade's an option, but you're up against a significant amount of magic.
Anti-mage? We saw
I feel like we have seen it. I was thinking maybe, Wraith King or Anti-Mage could be an option. A lot of the other heroes are just banned, so yeah, it's Anti-Mage would be able to survive a lot of the damage coming out from Army Geniuses. Gyrocopter's mostly magic. Faces Void, the Bash's damage is magic. Techie is magic, so it wouldn't be so bad, and it's great against the Storm Spirit. So I like the Anti-Mage pick. I think Medusa isn't too terrible of an option if you get the ulti off. Wraith King, I always feel is a good counter to the Faces Void, but it's just a counter no one really likes to play against. Likes to pick this meta.
Yeah. TNC Prize, they do have themselves 39 seconds to think, so they are taking the time to really discuss and think about this. I'm just trying to think of what else. Yeah, could see. But
this TNC draft is really good. These four for fighting, it's really good. They all have some sort of disable. Pretty good at locking down the Faceless Void with the coil, even the Storm Spirit as well. Decent damage, decent backline, decent front line. Like, it is a solid 4-man group. This is pretty scary. Look at the other side. Tickies and Gyrocopter, like I said, a bit more hit miss. Pangolin has to perform. He has to be the first one in. A little bit hard to execute. What they're going to go with TNC, they go for the Anti-Mage. And good call, Rob, I must say. I know you just played the pub and you played Anti-Mage came out and there's Herald 3 games, but it's in your mind, so you pick the Anti-Mage. But yeah, it's a really good pick here for TNC.
Yeah. The one risk I think here is that, like we saw in that first game where Raven came on, the Terrorblade just came online, and started fighting. If the Army Geniuses want to do this in this series, DB doesn't really need anything apart from that Chronosphere early on to get active, because he is backed up, like you say. There's a lot of damage coming out from Army Geniuses through the rest of the heroes, so DB could just join the team fight, throw the Chronosphere, get 2 or 3 kills, go back to farming. So TNC,
10 seconds.
they do need to buy that space and time for the Anti-Mage, get that Battle Fury, get that Manta Style, come online, start being able to have that impact. But yeah, Army Geniuses, I think it's a really nice, like I say, it's a really nice fighty lineup. The only big ultimate they're relying on is the Chronosphere, and apart from that, it's low cooldowns. There's a lot of fight potential coming through here for Army Geniuses. So yeah, I don't know who I'd call for this, to be honest.
I mean, I said I would go in with Army Genius. I believe in that. I mean, they have Faceless Void, like the D carry of the patch right now.
Yeah.
Storm Spirit's also, if you don't catch, I mean, there's good catch, but you should be able to survive most of it. It's tough. It's a closer draft than I would have imagined, but Army Geniuses just feel like they're playing really well in this tournament, and I'm going to go all in. I'm not afraid to pick a side, unlike some people in this cast.
Okay, no, that's fair enough. So if you're going Army Geniuses, TNC all the way.
Ah, the classic move. It's all eyes going to be on Asta and DB, by the way. DB, when he joins a fight with the big Chronosphere, can change everything, but he needs to be very careful how you join those fights. Asta, if you hit that timing, if you are able, you could go 1 versus 5 late game, but it's scary. You're up against a Faceless Void. Anti-Mage is one of his greatest strengths, is how elusive he is. Chronosphere stops all of that, so it's tough, but Army Genius look like they could take it.
Okay, well, we'll find out after the pause.
It's gonna take a second here before the fight begins. So mid lane is going to be Puck versus Storm Spirit. I feel like I favor the Puck just a little bit more in that matchup, especially once he hits level 6. You can dodge a lot of this damage coming out from Storm, and throwing out those illusion orbs. Storms also have to be like, oh, do I take it? Do I dodge and miss the last hit? So I do think Chris should do okay in the mid lane here.
A 1v1 after, already setting the plans here for after this series is done.
Well, hey, we should have a 1v1 of our own, Rob. Just see who can take it.
No, I don't need to be embarrassed like that on stream.
Well, fine, we'll do it off stream then. All right, so it's gonna be the Faceless Void bottom with the Gyrocopter against Primal Beast and Rubik. Feels like the cores shouldn't die, whereas the supports, a little bit more susceptible. You got Rubik. If he gets hit by a homing missile, you get a bunch of damage from DB. He can fall. Same thing with the Gyrocopter, right? It's like he doesn't have any mobility. If you catch him with the onslaught, he should be dead. So both of these supports are at risk. Top lane is going to be Techies and the Pangolier against the Anti-Mage and the Tusk. I think I'd be quite worried for the Techies, honestly. You got both the Blink and the Roll in. Yeah, Techies can jump away, but you can kill him. It's not got a whole lot of HP. It's starting at less than 600.
Yeah, I wonder. I mean, the Techies though isn't really scared of using that health as a resource. Obviously with Blast Off as well. So yeah, it's gonna be whether they want to get aggressive on this Techies and how Techies is going to answer back, like you say. But I think that, looking at it, you don't usually really ever see the Gyrocopter support.
No,
it doesn't happen, but it is one of those things that it is a very niche pick. So it's going to be interesting to see how they play around this, and like you say, how aggressive TNC Predator are going to feel comfortable getting into it with Army Geniuses. And like I say, I think Army Geniuses, once that 6 is up, either the Maelstrom or the Mask of Madness comes through for the Faceless Void. We've seen a couple of times he goes for the Hand of Midas first, but I think DB, he's not going to get shy about getting aggressive on this team.
And to be fair, even if he does go for Hand of Midas, I don't think that TNC's late game is better than Army Geniuses. I don't think that late game Army Genius is like, oh my god, guys, can we take it? If it's even, Chronosphere is just such a big equalizer. If you fall very far behind on Army Geniuses, you'd be like, oh crap, we can't kill Anti-Mage. That's going to be a real problem. Oh, it looks like Army Geniuses immediately pauses right after. But yeah, I don't think that Army Geniuses is like, oh yeah, we can just, we can go Midas, we can go late game. We have no issues with doing that. So I I don't mind seeing the hand of Midas. Greed is good, man. More gold. Why not, right?
Yeah, yeah. And it is one of those items where once the anti-mage comes online with the Battle Fury, starts really farming, that you need something to keep up with that net worth game that's gonna be the accelerator here for the anti-mage. So Hannah Midas, it isn't a bad shout.
I don't imagine we're gonna see a lot of deaths on Asta this game. Like I don't think that unless they really focus him down, he should be doing okay in the laning stage. He should have his battle fury in a pretty decent time. So I'm excited to see that because I think we've seen anti-mage once before, but he wasn't able to get his battle fury in time, so it wasn't quite the full anti-mage that we wanted to see. So I think Asta will be able to show us the hero's full potential.
Yeah, Asta, I don't know whether this is a bit of a joke or not, but he's got the Vanguard queued up, first item.
Magic is an abomination.
With an orb of venom followed by power threads. That would be interesting if he goes for it.
This is an old anti-mage build, like going back
To the black days, right?
going back to Dota 1. Yeah, Vanguard first.
Well, I mean, you're gonna get the Ring of Health, right? I guess after you get the Ring of Health, then you'll decide what you want to do. But I'd be surprised if he goes for it. It looks like RBG's start. Oh, 4 bounty ruins! Holy moly! That is a pretty big win for them. That's 800 gold advantage for your team.
Yeah, and Varus just skilled up the homing missile so he could get it onto the Tusk, and Mavis.
When I saw that.
Yeah, couldn't. He was just stunned up. The time was perfect on that. And yeah, like you say, they just got themselves in some great positions to steal off the bounty runes.
This is a little scary to start off with such a disadvantage. By the way, the graph favors RB Geniuses. It gives them a 58% win rate just based on the draft itself. And I think I agree with that. My co-caster thinks that TNC is going to take it, just to disagree with me.
Yeah, again, we need to keep it fair, non-biased on the cast, so one of us has to pick Army Geniuses, one of us has to go for TNC.
That's in our contract, right? That's a thing. We can't both pick the same team. They're like, no. That doesn't look right.
Yeah, exactly, yeah. We can't show favoritism on stream. That would just be downright wrong.
Mavis, by the way. Starting off with that Ring of Protection, 2 armor, 7 armor total, some decent health regen. The guy also gets like 3 Tusk is one of the strongest strength heroes, if that makes sense. He gets 3.9 strengthening. That's pretty damn absurd when you think about it.
Yeah, Asta going to be taking a lot of harass coming through the swashbuckle as well as the sticky bomb. Do you think he goes for an early point into the counter spell for that magic resist?
Well, I think that's fine, right? Like, it gives you so much level. What was it? Actually, it's 15. I feel like it used to be a lot more, but 15, it's fine. Now that I look at it, 15, I'm like, I'm gonna get up to him, really. Grish is taking some serious pain in the mid lane. 9 to 9 against In Your Dream, but that was a lot of damage. And meanwhile, we do lose the techies. Like I said, if there's gonna be one of the supports falling, techies will definitely be one of them.
Yeah, he used that blast off underneath the tower, trying to do the damage onto Asta. Asta did get really down low, but the swashbuckle wasn't enough to finish the job. Mavis needs to run himself back. What's he got coming through? He's just going to use that salve straight away. Yeah, he should be able to get a decent amount of health back, but Asta now needs to, like I say, needs to be really careful because this techies, one more blast off into a sticky bomb, that could be the death of Asta here, and it's a really nice combo for Army Geniuses that are keeping Asta, just keeping him so low on health.
Interesting, by the way, that Womi did not go for the shield crash. That little bit of extra damage could have been a factor. Instead, he goes for Lucky Shot, hoping to sort of disarm Asta to prevent him from getting some last hits, I guess. But doesn't seem to be actually giving him anything right now. Well, either way, it seems like they're not interested to play too. Just have Momi taking a lot of damage. There's the Lucky Shot, and Asta, he's pretty low health. Narman decides not to jump on him, though.
Yeah, and Asta, he went for that second level blink. He kind of needs it. The sticky bomb comes in. If he's low health, he knows there's going to be a blast off to follow up. He just needs to get himself out, and he should be quick enough to get himself like that. Perfect example. He saw the sticky bomb coming through. There's a bit of a delay there to the blast off, so he knows he needs to get himself out of danger. Meanwhile, Mavis just got a straight snowball into Narman, and Narman couldn't get himself away from that.
Yeah, it's fine. Looks like Asta. He's out of regen, by the way. He's got no items on him. He doesn't have enough gold to get the Ring of Health. We'll see if he's going to send a courier, or I guess a tango from his friend. And nice deny by Narmer right under the enemy tower. So it's a little bit tough for Asta. Not as bad, though, as it is for DB, who's slightly behind in CS against the 21 and 6 of Bach, by the way.
Yeah, Mavis was a swashbuckler. He's already used it. Mavis taking a lot of damage. Just let's move away from the top lane. Otherwise, we could probably talk about that for the entire laning stage.
Why don't we? Why don't casters do that? They just stay in one lane. You should have like 3 sets of casters, one for each lane. Can you imagine we do that?
Could you imagine the amount of noise pollution in a single match?
No, each one has their own stream. Oh, Asta actually does lose his life. But meanwhile, mid lane, check it out what's happening.
Yeah, it looks like in your dream, you're getting aggressive onto Critch and Critch. You know, he's got the infused raindrops coming out now as well. The bottle for Mavis. Does he get himself away from the swashbuckle? But he doesn't have the mana. Has a mango though. Mavis going to try and deny himself, but he's going to be able to time this right, Wormy. Snowball. So he's going to try and drag away from the neutrals. He's got that stun coming out. Yeah, the swashbuckle just times up perfectly and gets the kill over onto Mavis. Meanwhile, the mid lane, in your dream, he's getting really down low. There is going to be the Vortex drive back now into a runner, but there's going to be the phase shift. And Varus, can he do the damage with this?
Right, brush.
The phase shift, it's been baited out. The jump now as well. So Karich, he gets that phase shift. It's just off cooldown in time to protect himself. There is going to be the TP rotation in from Mavis to refill this bottle here. Give Karich a second life. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, they're going to get aggressive onto DB and DB. Underneath the tier 1, you can see Bach. Does he want to come in? He's got that onslaught off cooldown if he wants to use it. But they don't have the vision onto DB just yet. But the creeps, it might be enough just to push in. And with the rotation away from Varich, they might go, yeah, the onslaught's going to be there now as well. With that fade ball into the just one more right click from Bach. Didn't even need the trample, 2 points into that. But it was enough to get the kill onto DB.
I think both carries have dropped down once at this point. And, well, Asta still hasn't decided if he's going to go for... I mean, I'm excited to see if he goes for the Vanguard or not. I feel like he's kind of trolling us. Whereas for DB, he's just going to go for the Power Treads. Will not yet decide if he's going to go for that Maelstrom, Mask of Menace, or the Hand of Midas.
Yeah, I mean, the Vanguard...
Asta just blinked.
He did. It was just a really low-range blink. There is going to be the snowball away here, Norman. It's not used that blast off just yet, but yeah. Asta picking up the Vanguard. You can disassemble it, can't you? So you can pick up the Ring of Health. You can pick up. You can disassemble the Vanguard. That's not been changed. You can still do that.
I believe so. Oh god. Well, we'll check it out in the after this. But top lane, Mavis, he's manning up, trying to go for Wormy. Gets him in the ice shards, but. That's the nice thing. Both of these heroes can just jump over the shards with no problem.
Yeah, and really good space creation there. You know, Asta, he's... Yeah, so he is going to pick up the Vanguard. It can be disassembled. Yeah, so you're going to be able to disassemble that, get the Ring of Health back for the Battle Fury, and while you are being harassed in the lane, it's just going to be some nice protection.
Yeah, he definitely needs it, right? Like, he needs the extra health. He needs to be able to survive the damage coming out from Wormy?
The tag team comes out, and Wormy's going to be out of mana. The snowball is going to be for the stun. They're going to be able to pick up a revenge kill here, it looks like. There's going to be the rotation coming in for Varus, but the blink away, after that homing missile is going to go for him, but Mavis, can he get himself away? And Mavis, it doesn't matter if he gets himself away from this. If he gives his life for his carry, he's going to be more than happy with that.
Look how he thinks, I'm just going to walk back. No, that doesn't happen. Actually, the homing missile goes onto Asta, but he spell shields it back to him. Not enough to keep him alive, and they're going to be okay with this for TNC. You got your kill on Wormy, you bring both supports up here, you're definitely going to be enjoying life at this point.
Yeah, meanwhile, the bottom lane, Bach, we've taken a quick look at this, but Bach, he's got 39 last hits to the 28 of DB, and he's just walking in the 3 points into this trample.
Krish, he's here.
Are they going to be able to make enough dive in? Your Dream's going to rotate in now as well. Carlo's going to be the gets the telekinesis off. Going to be a really nice Dream call onto the 2. Bach, does he want to turn this one around? He's already used that onslaught, so he doesn't have it off cooldown, but Bach going to be able to come in the pulverize. He gets the kill with the remnant over here in Your Dream, so even when he's delayed and just disrupted, he's still able to get that kill.
Very clever rotation by TNC. Noticing that the supports go top, they're like, hey, let's just get a kill on the enemy carry, and they do. Meanwhile, Varish is going to be losing his life. Very active move by Krish here. TNC, they are not making this, they're not going to give an inch of the map to Army Geniuses for free. 4 of the top CS in the game are on their side as well.
Yeah, you take a look at the net worth, it is pretty even down the line. The Anti-Mage, though, is in, 5th, 6th place, so he's not really having a good time, but again, bottom lane. Pulverize comes out once again, the Fade Ball. He's going to try and go for the Onslaught charge. He's just going to be a little bit off the mark, but it's a really nice follow-up onto DB, onto a Faceless Void, if you can get the lineup on it, because he time walks away and you have a longer onslaught range. You immediately get back on top of him, pop a trample and do the damage. And DB this time, he was just out of vision, so they couldn't get it. Speaking of top lane, Asta, does he get himself out of vision here? Carlo, the TP's going to come through, and there's going to be a snowball into Womi. Womi can get himself away. Swashbuckle out, but telekinesis, 4 seconds. In Your Dream's going to get the kill onto Bok, but Womi can get himself away from this one again. Swashbuckle, 5 seconds away. Telekinesis comes out, and Womi's going to be taking so much damage. He's going to be one more of the blink, and Asta gets the kill.
They do kill Bok, so they trade off lanes. I have to say, I'm surprised to see that Womid has no points in this shield crash. You can use it to jump over shards to get off, from low ground to high ground or either way around. But like just now, we saw him. He was counting the shards. He's like, I have to walk all the way, like across, like not across, but go all the way back and then go. So it's not. It is kind of hurting him that he's not going for this shield crash. He knows best, obviously.
Yeah.
But I'm surprised because once you are rolling, the shards become even more of an issue if you don't have shield crash because you can't jump over them. You just get stuck rolling in like ping ball.
Yeah, he's going to be coming back to the lane. He's got to be careful, though, because, Critch is close as well. Oh, bottom lane, another go. Pulverize comes out. Does he want to go with the Dream Call? They are going to be able to get this leash. Time dilation is going to be used, but it's not going to be up, and Critch claims the kill onto the Faceless Void. Really nice rotation there from the puck to claim that kill onto DB.
Yeah, Critch is having an absolute fantastic game right now. He is 2-0-1. Been killed DB twice, I think. He was involved both times when they were killing DB. So he's just a huge performance for him so far. And DB, he is feeling the pain. He's going to go for the Hand of Midas. I like this because TNC, they have an anti-mage. They are going to want to, there's no way. You can't play anti-mage like Terrorblade.
Yeah.
Not like with the way Raven does it, where it's like, I'm going to fight now. No, you're anti-mage. You are going to need to farm. And they know this, so they decide, let's just give ourselves a Hand of Mice to our carry. Hope he can recover.
Yeah, the power tread's coming out from Asta being flown out, so he's going to go back. Sticky Bomb. Asta actually walks back into the boom, but he does have a blink if he needs to get himself away. Again, he should see the blast off coming in. Maybe not if it's in the trees. Blast off. Silence going to come through. The swashbuckle now as well. He's going to be silenced. The Sticky Bomb's not going to connect, but there will be a rolling thunder. He's going to be silenced, even using the ultimate. Yeah, that mine in the damage was just enough to get the kill.
It was the Sass was just about to run out. He could have blinked away. They're going to the mid lane here. DB's coming. He's got Chrono. Army Genius says this could be a big fight for them.
If you can get the drag back, this is going to be a really nice... No, the telekinesis! It stops. That would have been a really good Chronosphere there as well to catch out 3 heroes, but Mavis still taking the damage. Critch is going to be taken down there as well. In Your Dream dives forward, claims that kill, but it's going to be a 4-hero rotation, which creates a little space here for Bok, a little bit of space for Asta. But yeah, getting the kill. How much gold did he give up there on Critch? It's just behind, but it was looking like about 400 gold. Early game, that's no small amount.
And they didn't even have to expand the cross, which is like we said, this is that big cooldown ability that like once that's down, they're gonna be playing a little bit less aggressive, but they're like, no, we didn't even use it. We can just keep going. And they found the anti-mage.
Yeah, can he get himself away? Swashbuckle's going to come in. Sticky Bomb's going to be there now as well. Varus, silence, it does wear off. He gets the counter spell, but he also just gets dead.
And starting to sort of run away with it here. That's 2 deaths in a row for Asta. But
Look
they
at this
do
though.
lose.
Mid lane. DB, does he want to try and catch out? Critch going to be taking a lot of damage. Time dilation is going to be used. So Mavis, Chronosphere, he doesn't catch onto Carlo. Carlo, can he get the telekinesis off? No, he walks into it! And Critch, he just gets enough with the phase shift into the orb. Just a straight jump. The onslaught, though, the time walk away. What was stolen? Going to be the time walk here for Carlo. DB probably doesn't want to hang around here. Pulverize 8 seconds away, but there is going to be the TP coming in as well from Varus, so they might be able to get the catch, but they do get that tier 1 tower mid here, TNC. They're going to be the cloak popped at least. Ice shards come out and Varus. Snowball going to connect immediately, but there's going to be the disarm coming through. Carlo is just on the back lines, just gets the time walk away as Womi comes in with the rolling thunder. Mavis gets caught in, dragged back by the vortex, and Womi has a straight shot towards Bok, but Bok, he just breaks a couple of ankles, gets himself out of the path, and now the Dream Call going to be coming through with the onslaught. He just pops it, the Pulverize comes in. He might be able to get the damage onto the Storm Spirit as well as Varus now as well. Telekinesis comes out. Carlo with the double kill.
We said this, the 4-man from TNC is very strong. And the fact that Bok went for this early hood, plus the infused rain drops, plus phase wood, so he's got a lot of ways to mitigate physical and magical damage. And he got 1,600 health. RBGs, they're going to have some trouble bringing this guy down. He is extremely tanky.
Yeah, and I like the combination as well because a lot of players want to play on the edge of the Dream Coil's range, but Bok comes in with the onslaught and moves them away with the, like I say, the onslaught pushes them back and it breaks that coil as well. So Army Geniuses need to be really careful with the positioning once that Dream Coil does come out.
Yeah, the pushback, it's not much, but he was able to get like a nice break with the coil just now. So Bach is the hero to keep an eye on. He's going to go that once he gets BKB, it's going to be even harder for RMGs to control. The only thing he'll have will be the Chronosphere. Everything else he'll be able to avoid.
Yeah.
And he's the most farmed hero in the game, by the way. This is a scary primal beast. What did they have here for Storm Spirits? Wants to go for the Kaya Sanj. Doesn't have anything else. Gonna take a little bit of time as well. DB Hand of Midas on the way. 14-minute Hand of Midas. You know, you can't complain. I guess it's there.
Yeah.
Rish.
It's gonna be a little bit quicker than the Anti-Mage's Battle Fury, you know, but Anti-Mage is getting close to this now as well. He's locked enough for the bottom lane, though there might be a rotation coming through. Womi's just had him, TP's out, so it's actually going to be the scan in the mid lane, and Womi might try and make something happen here, but the rest of the heroes on the side of Army Geniuses aren't too close.
So, alright, well, DB is going to have Chronosphere up in a few seconds for Rish. Alright, he's in trouble. Are they going to try and save him? No, just going to give him away. That's a position 5 gyrocopter. It's okay. Dying's part of his job. I think he's saving up for a shot. He's got 1,000 gold. He's not buying anything else. And the shot is insane amounts of damage for a gyrocopter support. Basically gives you the free rocket barrage, even more if the person runs away for a long time and isn't hit by it.
Yeah, it is, yeah, like you say, no, it is a lot of damage bottom lane, though.
DB?
Oh, Asta. Did he catch out DB?
Tower is under
No dream
No,
call.
DB's gonna find time walks just in time to avoid everything. And Rubik's got time walk as well, so he would use it just to expire, just about to catch him with it, but lucky for DB makes that 4k advantage for TNC. That is no small thing.
Yeah, the bottom lane, though, they're going to get the drag back onto him. He's just dead. Mavis gets caught out, 2 heroes, Storm Spirit and Narman, able to combine there to find that kill.
Meanwhile, Anti-Mage, like we said, is still taking his time to get to that Battle Fury. Not the quickest. You're gonna get about 2 uses from the Hand of Midas. DB, I don't want to say he's catching up, but he's been lowest of the net worth among the course pretty much the entire game. So I expect, like I said, I don't think it's too bad for RMGs. 4k behind is a little more than I thought they would be at this point of the game, but TNC, they have a very strong 4-man, and RMGs, their late game is still pretty good. Mid lane, are they setting up for Asta here? Can they get him?
Yeah, they're going to be able to get the silence off now as well. Look at all this burst damage. Bot comes in, but it's not going to be in time. Going to be able to get the jump onto Narman, but it doesn't matter because it's going to be the Rolling Thunder coming through, interrupting that pulverize. The mines go down, and so will Bok. Oh, they're going to be able to get a revenge kill though onto the Taki's cooldown. It's going to be used. Mavis. We get the Rubik's Cube coming through from Carlo. He's going to be able to get the kill. But Archie's going to go down. Can they follow up? They're going to be able to get the Dream Call here onto the Storm Spirit and a lot of damage. But DB silenced up. Can't use that Chronosphere just yet. Winning Rift. Gonna be enough. They're gonna be able to keep the puck alive. The puck gonna go down. And in your dream, they might even go for Carlo. Gonna commit the Chronosphere. Catches out the Storm Spirit here as well. The damage. But yeah, he's not gonna be able to do it now as well. And the Chronosphere, it was stolen the right back, but it's gonna be DB inside the Chronosphere. Can still walk around it. Wormy was caught, but there was no follow-up there.
That was one of the saddest Chronospheres I saw. He threw a Chronosphere, and I was like, what, does Rubik have shield crash or something? No, he just doesn't take a ton of damage. By the way, this is a very new thing to see from Rubik. He's got a mech. So that's very awkward. I don't think we've seen a mech on Rubik in years in the professional match, but it's a solid item. With the way they're playing, the way they want to play in the enemy's face, this extra heal is very useful. Mid lane, Asta.
He's just dead again. Where's that pulverize onto Narman to get the revenge? Doesn't even need it. Uses the Walrus Punch though. Wormy's trying to get himself away. 2 seconds into that Rolling Thunder. Critchy's going to be close. He doesn't have that Dream Call. Might be able to get the jump. Telekinesis comes out. What are they going to be able to do? That Shield Crash trying to keep him alive. The Shield Crash was stolen. And he was silenced as well. But he does get the Swashbuckle up to the high ground. So Bart going to be off range. There's going to be the Rolling Thunder with the shards. It just keeps him locked in.
Well, this is always going to be a problem when you play Pangolo against us. That ability to manipulate the terrain is too much. He took a couple of physical hits from the puck. That was all to kill him. However, you have to question: is it worth it? Like, is that okay? I think RPGs they walk away with that thinking, all right, we killed Asta. Asta's 1-5. He still doesn't have a battle here. It's 18 minutes. This is pretty damn late. Like when we saw there was a 14-minute Hand of Midas, he's got what, 3 uses? He's gonna get a 4th use out of it by now. And teammate still does not have the Battle Fury. He finally gets it because he disassembles, but it is late. This is not fast at all. He's 60 minutes. We were like, 18 minutes. This is a slow Battle Fury.
Yeah, no, it really is 18.5 minutes, and you can see that in your dream and Narman, anytime that Asta shows on the map, there's just a rotation from these two heroes because they have the burst damage between them to
Oh,
get
it
the
links.
kill. And like I say, yeah, there's going to be the blast off coming in, the drag back into the vortex, the Remnant gets done, sticky bomb, but the Merc, it keeps him alive. He's still going to go down to the Narman with these mines, and now they can get on top of Carlo as well. What was stolen? It's going to be the ball lightning, so Carlo, but he's going to be out of mana in your dream, catching up. Remnant gets dropped. Carlo, he's just using the last of it, and Varus is going to get the kill onto Mavis. Meanwhile, it looks like there's going to be the chase down onto Varus. Varus can get himself away. Jump by the puck. Doesn't want to go to the orb.
Your win condition continues to be put in a bad spot here. Oh, bottom lane though, losing in your dream. This is not what you want. And TNC, I'm not gonna say they're okay with this, but at least they're getting something out of all their troubles. And I think they're gonna get more than something here if Narman dies as well.
Yeah, they get the drag back onto Narman. Puck just wants to be, I'm here guys, I'm helping. But I think this is more than okay. If you're keeping Asta on the back foot while Faceless Void, DB's just getting free farm here. Like you say, the Hand of Midas. What's he up to now? Like the 5th, 6th use of this Hand of Midas before Asta even gets any momentum with the Battle Fury. We're looking 19 minutes in. Usually you'd want to get... He actually wants to go back for the Vanguard as well. He's got that Ring of Health queued up. So that's going to delay the Yasha, the Manta style even more here. And Anti-Mage, it's just... He's being punished. Like I say, every time he shows on the map, Narman in your dream rotate, they get a quick pick. And okay, if they die, they die. But they put Astra on the back foot.
Yeah. However, says despite everything, they're not able to actually get a net worth advantage in this game. It's been 4K for TNC for about like 8 minutes now. So despite everything, all this punishment that's coming out of Asta.
Oh, DB Dream Call's going to be used. They're going to be able to get the kill onto the Faceless Void, so he was a little bit out of position there. Where's that ward? Just in the lane, spotting him after that Time Walk comes out, and Critch confident with the jump.
Barish, does he want to go for this? Alright, Rocket comes out. And it's going to be, this is the Shard Rock, that's a lot of damage. Here they go.
Yeah, Snowball though, they're going to be able to get themselves on top of Narman. Narman, the cooldown's going to be used. It's going to be the Rolling Thunder. Was that stolen out by the Rubik as well? It actually wasn't. It's going to be the Shield Crash. And now Asta's going to be dragged back into the Vortex. They might even be able to take down Mavis. Mavis taking so much damage. The Onslaught comes in, but Primal Beast's going to be stunned up. They get the silence out onto the Storm. Storm's going to be turned on his head and bashed. But one more right click in your dream. No mana to get himself away from this. And now it's only going to be Vash as well as Womi that gets out of that. A 3-for-2 trade. But again, you take down Asta.
Dude, Krish and Bok are insane this game. Like, honest to God, these guys, the Puck as well as the Primal Beast, doing insane amount. Like, they're carrying the team. They are carrying the team, keeping TNC in the game. Army Geniuses, they get a good move, but oftentimes they lose DB, they lose In Your Dream, just because TNC is playing with these two so well.
Look at this.
Like, even
as well, the Anti-Mage, he's so far behind the Faceless Void, he had to pick up the second tome there to get even close to getting to level 13. Oh, the Onslaught comes in. Womi, though, he uses that shard, Pulverize. He slowed down the Diffusal Blade. He can't move.
Well, BKB is up, by the way, on Bok. I haven't seen him use it yet because well, he hasn't had to, but it's gonna be pretty hard to bring down. DB does have the Chronosphere. It does feel like this is the game where both carries have been punished. Like, very rarely do you see a game where the two carries are honestly irrelevant for the first 22 minutes. Both DB as well as Asta have been punished heavily, and it's just been the four-man show in this game.
Yeah.
Narman, is he gonna lose his life?
Oh, did they get a kill now? Yeah, there's going to be the Pulverize into the Snowball, so that extra damage, the Walrus Punch comes out, and even with that Taser for the disarm, damage is still there, and Techies will fall.
Is that? Oh, look at the sentry that Verish brought just out of range of the Observer Ward, so they don't actually get the D Ward off. A bit unfortunate, because that might lead to Verish dying as well.
Oh, Womi's going to show. Carlos here, Asta, they do get the kill on Barrage, but bottom lane, there's going to be the jump in. Do they do enough damage? Counter spell, there's going to be the roll coming through from Womi into the Rolling Thunder now. Womi's just going to go for the straight TP out.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Bit odd, losing both of your supports, giving the Rolling Thunder away. TNC, they're starting to get a real strong foothold in this game right now. 63% advantage for them in terms of the graph. Carlo, this mech, not too bad. It's an interesting item build, man. It is interesting to see a Rubik go for an item build like this.
Yeah, and when he needs another slot, I mean, it's going to be the 4... Yeah, the 4-star first, just making sure that it wasn't the recipe, but he's going to get the GG boots when he needs to free up a slot between the mana boots and the mechanism. So it is going to be a hell of a lot of utility coming out on this Rubik just for one slot. It's a massive cost, which is why he's not gone towards it just yet. As the support, but it's still a really nice item to have. And like you say, Carlo, he's found a good couple of saves with this mech.
Meanwhile, Tusk is also going to go for the Wraith back for Mavis, which means that, again, your supports are providing just so much utility for the team. And that's really what TNC wants to do. They're like, all right, sports, whatever you guys have to do to sort of help Bach, help all the
They're going to be able to get the silence onto DB. DB Dreamcall comes out into the snowball. He's just dead. And Swashbuckle now. So Womi's going to go Ice Shards. He's got that Rolling Thunder if he needs to use it. But Bach, does he want to try and get in? He's going to try and use the Tumbler's Toy to close the gap. Blink Dagger, 4 seconds on cooldown. Rolling Thunder, the Rubik's Cube, it's up. And now the Blink, they're going to be able to get the silence here from the puck. And they should be able to take down Womi.
That stolen Rolling Thunder coming back to bite him in the blubber. And TNC firmly in control of this game right now. All that punishment to Asta. Like, we've been giving the guy a hard time, but he is, second net worth. He's going to overtake Bach very soon. This is the most farmed hero on the map, right? In like literally 2 seconds. And there you go. It's like, you didn't punish him hard. I mean, I say they didn't punish him hard. They punished him all enough, but Asta still recovers.
Yeah. I love that as well. Asta is 2-7-1, and when DB died, he was the one to throw out the voice line saying, "Are you even trying?" Like, it's just pure. Oh, they're going to be able to take the Blink the Silence onto the Storm Spirit now as well. Storm Spirit going to get himself away from this. A lot of damage, but DB Bog is going to be coming in now as well. Can't get that Pulverizer. It's going to be the BKB Storm Spirit. In your dream, what's he going to be able to do? DB still moving over. It looks like he might come for that Chronosphere. In your dream, though, he uses that BKB, early BKB on the Storm Spirit, which means he's going to be able to survive that gank.
It's a worrisome situation right now if your army geniuses. It feels like they really need DB to land a good chrono for them to take a fight at this point. Even 5 versus 4, no Asta, they still need the Chronosphere. They're really chasing in the bottom lane. TNC thinking they can find Womi, but Womi went all the way to the other side and weren't able to get it out. Yeah, if you army geniuses, you can't fight without DB. Maybe they can, maybe they'll take a fight, but it looks very risky for them to engage without him. They need him. He's gonna have his BKB up soon, which is pretty incredible to have. Nothing from TNC except the Walrus Punch pierces it anyway.
Yeah, and like you say, the Hand of Midas coming out with the Maelstrom, it's not really the fight at 15-minute builds. The BKB is going to be nice, but like you said, it's just Chronosphere could come through. Are they going to be able to dive? Bach, they want to go. The Dream Call, the Silence onto DB now as well with the Pulverize, but it's going to be the drive back in. So without the BKB, that Bach couldn't keep DB locked down. And it will pay with his life.
That was it's very important that DB doesn't die there. He finishes up, lucky for him, he finished off. The BKB team was right there. Narman with a beautiful silence just when they needed it. All right, so DB, if they died then, it's not GG, but TNC would have been like 10k ahead. They would have probably been able to take the bottom tier 2, control the map. Well, Womi, he's going to be okay.
He's going to be fine. There's a double damage rune on the puck as well, though, so if he gets the catch out onto the Storm Spirit or even Womi again with the silence, might just be able to 1v1 them. And
Krish is going to go for the, what's it called? Aeon Disc. Just so that if you get caught in Chrono, you don't really care. Like, well, whatever, I'll still survive. Varish, Norman, they want to kill something. Haven't seen as much of Varish as I thought. He's been involved in about 12 kills. But without any good chrono to set him up, he rarely gets that good call down off.
Yeah, and it kind of the shard was nice. It did a lot of damage, but when you have
they smoke under ward.
Oh, they've seen it. Are they gonna move out? The mine does pop, but yeah. Coming back to that, again, the shard from Burst is nice, but when you've got the save from the snowball coming out, it's really hard for that to do maximum damage.
What? They see FGS, they got a lot of vision, but because they're smoke, they're not sure. Smoke breaks, they kind of have an idea DB of where they of where they are, and they decide to go back farming. DB needs to be careful.
They're going to be able to get the silence off. Is there going to be a Dream Call to follow up? Nope. And DB just moves himself back, but again, it's just another warning shot. Did Puck use... No, still got that double damage room bottled there as well.
Yeah, that was just a poke, that was just like, hey, you watch yourself, we could kill you if we really wanted to. They wanted to force out the BKB and see what he was going to do, but a couple of hits, it wasn't enough. Narman?
They're going to get the dive in. Womi's going to be in danger now as well. The Dream Code does come through. The Pulverize now as well. Narman not going to be able to do anything with the blast off because he was just too stunned up. What was stolen? It's going to be the remote mines, and it's just, the proximity mines. Remote mines don't exist anymore.
This ward has done insane work. Not only did it help them from the smoke, but then it just gets the kill on Womi as well as Narman. They see Roche. They're like, are we gonna go for Roche? Asta noticed me. We notice you, man. We notice you. We see ya.
Yeah, we can see that anti-mage that's starting to get towards... It's going to be a Skadi next as well, and he's not too far, about halfway through in terms of gold. They're going to get the drive back onto Bok. The Bok, he has that BKB after it wears off, so he's going to be able to just tank that. Oh, Chronosphere, does he want to throw it? DB, he threw his arms up in the air, but he didn't actually say Chrono.
Still pretty impressive damage coming out from the gyrocopter. You know, like despite it being a primal beast with a hood, he still took a sizable amount of damage from it. So you still have to respect this gyrocopter's damage. Map though continues to shrink. Womi, is he gonna lose his life? Looks like TNC, they go in, take about half of his health, but they decide not to overcommit with that.
That Mindbreaker is going to be nice as well. Just one hit on the puck, you know, stops him from being able to phase shift, stops him from being able to jaunt away to the orb. So DB, even if he doesn't want to expand the Chronosphere, could try and keep this puck locked down, and he just needs to get that silence off. In Your Dream, again, needs to be careful, but he's got the entire team backing him up here on the side of Army Geniuses, and only Asta really on the side of TNC that's not there. And again, this is going to be the Skadi gold if he wants to straight pick it up, no buyback.
By the way, Krish does have the A on this, but it's disassembled right now. He'll assemble it the moment he's caught in the Chronosphere, if he feels like he absolutely has to. So very clever. Catching the puck now. Before it was like, oh, let's catch the puck. Now it's like, oh crap! Now we have to force it out, and then we're not. He's not gonna be forced. He's not gonna let it go. Let it be an A on this unless he's about to die, which means that your next attempt to kill him is just gonna be. Well, it's gonna be very difficult at the very least. 30 minutes in, TNC, firm control of the map. Asta continuing to just skyrocket in terms of net worth after what was, honest to God, a pretty pretty rough game for him.
Yeah, and he has, 4k net worth lead over the Faceless Void. Faceless, he's got the full Melania coming out now as well, keeping the Paladin Sword in his inventory, and I don't know, what do you want to go for next if you're the Faceless Void? What's the next big item that helps turn the tide of this fight? So you just go straight for a refresher? I
mean, you kind of need the damage, though. That's the problem. I mean, you Chrono, and where's the damage going to come from? You need Molineer and Hand of Midas. It's decent, but you're up against Primal Beast as well as an Anti-Mage who's got Skadi. I don't think you're going to be able to bring these two guys down the Chronosphere. And going for a refresher shard helps. I think he wants to go for something with a little bit of damage. We'll see what he's going to go with.
Yeah, I actually don't think you'd have the mana. 600 on the Chronosphere, 350 on the refresher, and 50 on the Black King bar. Yeah, 843 mana. You don't have enough.
Well, he's got the mana. He does have a Mindbreaker. That is a pretty good amount of damage. 25 magic damage per hit, as well as attack speed. All right, DB walks in, takes a proximity mine. I was like, wait, which one is this one? This is that's the one that's staged. Remote mine is what? Do you like the rework that we got on Techies? Do you think that the hero is better now, or do you think, well, we lost something when we changed him?
No, I like the rework. I think that before... I think there's a couple of heroes in Dota that are what I call... Bok. Just onslaughts in. 3 heroes though. Sticky Bomb's going to come out. Bok, can he get himself out of this?
Look at
pops
how
that hood. He's going to be able to move himself away. Yeah, he doesn't even need to use the BKB. Going to be chased down, just walks himself into the homing missile. Although the backlines, they might be able to jump onto Varish. Varish, is he going to be able to get himself away? The double damage rune popped here by Asta as well. Asta, does he want to come into this fight? He's just hanging around the edge of it, maybe trying to wait out that Chronosphere, but the Pulverize comes in. They're going to be able to get the damage. The Mana Void comes out now as well. DB though gets the time hook. He only catches Womi with the Rolling Thunder. And now Anti-Mage. Can they turn it around? Can they do it? He's going to try and time walk him away, but he's still going to be caught out. DB, this is going to be an absolute run over the Chronosphere. Comes out from the Rubik. Really nice one. Just on the edge of it now as well. Storm Spirit, what can they do? Damage. Counter spell is going to be used, but they're going to be able to do a lot of damage here to Narman as well. Maybe get that kill. Carlo will go down, but it's still going to be a really nice fight. Only losing 2 supports for one of your cores and your 2 supports, and Asta might not be done just yet. Once that tier 2 tower in the mid lane, they might even go for the tier 1, tier 2 tower on the top lane.
Oh, dude, you saw that? He threw out the Chronosphere. He hits the Anti-Mage. He does what, like 25% of his damage? Asta was like, oh, this is cute.
Yeah.
34 armor. What's he got? Magic resistance. His magic resistance is what? 60%? 58%?
And he had the glimmer cape, excuse me, from the Rubik as well to keep him alive.
And a Vanguard. Like, that was also more damage mitigation. So, it's either you ignore him, you try to... Can you ignore an Anti-Mage in this fight? I don't think so. and trying to kill someone else, but it's tough for Army Geniuses right now. This anti-mage was not supposed to get this fat, and now that he is, Army Geniuses are scratching their head thinking, alright guys, what exactly do we have to deal with him?
Yeah, no, that is the question. He has an Aegis now as well. He's only 1,000 gold off an AC. And at this point, yeah, how do you kill him? Genuinely, I'm asking you that. How do you deal with this anti-mage if you're Army Geniuses? What's the plan?
Divine Rapier. There you go, that's the one. No, it's... Doesn't feel like there's really any way you can. I think you just have to kill everyone else, and then if you can take him 5 versus 1, you have a decent amount of control. You know, if you have like a Rolling Thunder when he's on near the stairs, for example, you can throw out a bunch of stunts from your supports. But in a 5 versus 5, you have to wait for Asta to make a mistake. I don't think Army Genius really has anything in the tank that can kill him.
No, Bok, he finds in your dream they're going to be able to get the silence. He has to pop that BKB in your dream. He's just going to ball line himself away. Oh, Narman. They might be able to take DB. He pops the BKB, but there's going to be proximity mines going on Astra again, and Astra has that counter spell. He has an Aegis, blinks himself down to low ground. DB's going to be out of mana. One more right click. Astra, can he get it off? Was that blink? There's going to be the homing missile now as well, but Varus, what was stolen? It's going to be the Rocket Barrage was stolen. Yeah, it's been so long since I've seen that icon. I was like, what the hell is that? But they get the kill onto Carlo. So, do they get the kill onto Carlo? He's got that Glimmer Cape off now as well. Varus is going to be able to claim the kill. And now, Womi just gets a blink out. Yeah, it's like, I can't remember the last time I saw a default icon for Rocket Barrage. So I was like, what is that?
I mean, I always confuse Rocket Barrage with Battery Assault. You know, from the clock. That's the which one? It's the battery assault. It's Battery Assault. You know. So, well, oh man. And in the meantime, Asta, he got really close. If they could have gotten that kill, it would have been pretty solid for Army Genius just to get that away. But at least DB makes that alive. And in that fight, he actually did okay damage when the Glimmer Cape wasn't on the anti-mage. So perhaps it's not that bad. I don't know if he had the level 20 talent yet. But either way, it's a little bit more scary now. He's level 20. He does have that extra attack speed. He should be a bit of a threat.
Yeah, and the Chronosphere is the... What's he going towards? It's going to be... Is that a Shadow Blade that he wants?
Yep. I mean, with the Silver Edge, you do get the break. So all that magic damage that you deal a significant amount of it with when you bash. Yeah. It's not really removed. Bok?
Oh, Bok, he doesn't want to go for damage. He does not have the BKB for 10 seconds, but again, big tanky boy, Rolling Thunder comes in, proximity mines. DB's going to be able to get the kill. Now they got the Vortex as well. The drive back to Mavis. Maybe take down Mavis. Varus comes in, but there's going to be the snowball to target. Where's the backup? Where's the team going? Anti-Mage on the back line, so do they get the kill onto Mavis? Mavis is going to go down, but they might take down DB. DB uses that BKB. Aston doesn't care. He just right-clicks him through it. And now Womi in the trees. Is there a dream call? Does he want to throw it? He doesn't find the vision.
By the way, check out Krish. He's got the overwhelming blink. He's got Sky Asaj. He's got 3k health. You always think of Puck as, oh, if we catch him, we kill him. But this guy, if you catch him, you run away from him. You're like, no, not this guy. He is very scary.
Yeah, Age is still the anti-mage, a minute and a half on this, so are they going to be able to pop him at least once? Dream Call is going to be used in your dream. He has to use that BKB. Asta, he just wants to expand this life. He's going to be fine with this now as well. Asta gets that blink forward. They get onto Varus. Varus, counter spell is going to be used, and Critch on the back lines now as well. They're going to be able to get the kill onto Gyrocopter. Sticky Bomb comes out, but Asta just gets that blink forward. They want to go into the base. They're diving tier 3s.
And I mean, DB didn't want to buy back in that fight, and Womi does have buyback, but this is definitely going to be a tier 2. Does TNC want to go for more here? Asta's got an assault. Dude, this guy, he's got Assault Cuirass. He's got Titan Sliver. Gotti, a second life. Of course, he's got an Aegis, you know. All this, you still have this. That's only life 1. He's going to have to do it twice. Asta's going in with low health. He doesn't really care.
Yeah, and the Aegis goes down. He just throws the Vanguard into his inventory, and then he's going to be able to... He's getting close to the Basher, too. Look at this, 3.8k gold. So he's got enough for the Basher, and that's going to be another 500 for the Abyssal Blade.
Anti-Mage, what did he go for? He went for the extra counterspell resistance as well, which means that he's got 71 physical damage mitigation, 77 magic damage mitigation. So it is tough. It is tough. Looks like DB, he's decided to go for all mangoes. He's like, maybe if I eat enough. If I eat 14 mangoes, an idea is going to come to my head or something. Yeah, it's very scary. He's also holding on to the Paladin sword. Huh. I wonder why. I wonder why he doesn't just give it to someone.
Yeah. I mean, I suppose there's no one else that really uses right click. So the Paladin Sword, he can get maybe the silence out, do the damage. I suppose he wants the attack speed though for the Chronosphere. So yeah, no, it's just one of those that he's just keeping hold of it. Maybe when he gets low on life, you can swap the Paladin Sword in, get that life steal up.
Yeah, but it's like 6 seconds, right? That's the
Yeah.
problem. It's like six
Yeah.
seconds to get. Yeah, it's a bit weird to see him hold on to. Well, whatever. It's nothing wrong with it, I suppose. And you're right. No one else can really use it on his team. Well, in the meantime, though, TNC 20,000 gold lead. They haven't cracked high ground yet. Roshan's not going to be up for at least 2 minutes and a half. Could be up to 5 minutes and a half as well. So TNC, they're poking their heads on high ground, seeing what they can get. This is one of the this is the longest game we had. Fnatic, they took less than an hour. They took almost as much time to go through 2 games as TNC and Army Genius's game 1's going.
Always going to be able to jump in to get Sans. The
DB.
Abyssal Blade comes out. DB, he's just had no buyback. Did he buy? Oh, he
He
bought
just
out
bought
on
a
a Chrysalis.
Yeah.
Oh,
He
no.
with the rough. Oh, that is pretty mean. Aston, this guy he's feeling himself this game. He is definitely enjoying it. And I think they saw the Chrysalis come out. They're like, well, we'll just kill him now. He needed damage. He went for it, but it was costly.
Yeah, there's going to be the dive onto the backline now as well. Puck does still, it's going to be hexed up, so he doesn't have anything just yet. So they want to try and go Rolling Thunder, but he's going to be able to phase shift out. The Ice Shards do come through, so Warmy has to work his way around the trees. There's going to be the Blink, but now he's going to be taking a whole load of damage here as the Anti-Mage is going to be able to clean up that kill, and he just gives it the notice me. I think they've noticed you though, Asta.
They know you're there. He's going to go for the kill on Varish, and it's looking like TNC might just be able to take the Mega Creeps from this. 30 seconds left for DB. If he comes back in time, he's gonna find a very low, a very empty base. Like, what happened, guys? I just took a nap.
Radiant's middle barracks are under
Yeah, the
Can you
disarm comes
imagine
out, but Anti-Mage just
imagine DB
continues. Oh,
Oh,
Dream
well,
Call
looks
on the
like
back line. Spark. Does he want to go BKB? There's a good pull rouse coming through now as well. Storms for it. He's got his own BKB, but it's about halfway through, so can he go even further? He just has to ball line him back into the fountain. And yeah, this is going to be at least 2 lanes of rocks.
Can you imagine DB's in the comms like, guys, I need you to make more space for me next game. You guys didn't give me us, and GG is
Just
called.
call it, yeah.
Very unfortunate. It was a 4 versus 4 kind of game for pretty much like the first 20 minutes, first 22 minutes. I remember we were saying like we haven't seen the carries do much, but the difference between them is that Asta delivered. Like Asta, yeah, he was down 1 and 1-6, then like 2-7 at some point, but once he got the farm, very difficult for RMGs to deal with him. DB on the other hand, then weren't able to get that Chronos that we need. Wasn't able to sort of have the performance that you wanted. Good try by the rest of Army Geniuses. Narman and Warming top were doing a lot of work. And your G did well. Varish did a decent amount of damage, but DB he didn't have a game. Lowest damage on his team actually on the carry Faceless Void.
Yeah, that's not where you want your carry to be sitting in terms of damage. Look at that, 39,000 damage there on Critch.
Yeah, dude, Bach and Krish did so much damage in that game. That was so impressive by them. Like they really carried the team. 12 and 2, 8 and 5. Bach went for this very tanky lineup. I love what he started with. Hood, Face Boots, and BKB. Just like, all right, I'm either Magic Immune or I'm not taking much damage from any of your abilities. And of course, Krish doing all the damage his team needed.
Yeah, so that is going to be game number 1 of this series, guys, but we are going to be taking a quick 10-minute break as we get ready for the second game. We'll see if Army Geniuses, can they pull back that momentum, or TNC Predator, after that anti-mage game that was absolutely unkillable in the late game after being farmed up as basically a creep in the early game. Has that broken Army Geniuses' spirit? We'll find out after the break to see if they can come back, or if TNC will take this series 2-0. See you then.